In this part of 2.2, we're going to just do a bunch of practice problems with exponents because practice makes perfect. So anytime we're doing these problems, feel free to pause the video, try it yourself, and then press play when you're ready to hear the explanation. Well, I always like to put my 1 when I don't have an exponent, so that reminds me it's x to the first. And now I'm going to go ahead and distribute this 2 here to the exponents because of my rule. I'm going to have x to the first raised to the second, so 1 times 2 is 2. Y to the sixth raised to the second, well 6 times 2 is 12. So there's my final answer. Here, I've got my quotient. Distribute once again the exponent to my other exponents. So I have 4 times 4 is 16, so x to the 16th over y to the 4 times 4 is 16. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Alright, a couple more examples. Well, let's keep in mind that this negative 2 here, that's going to throw it off. Remember, coefficients are treated a little different. We have to think of it as 2 to the first, and then we're going to distribute this 3 to the 1, so that 1 times 3, that's where the multiplication comes in. So I'm going to have negative 2 raised to the third. Then I have x squared raised to the third, so 2 times 3 is 6, and then y to the first, then multiplied by that 3 there, 1 times 3 is 3. Well, I got to finish up with this negative 2 to the third. When I have numbers like that, I need to evaluate them. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4, times negative 2 is negative 8. X to the sixth, y to the third. And I am done. This next one looks like it's got a lot going on. It's going to be really tricky. But there's some things we can do early on to help ourselves out. First thing I like to do is I like to simplify inside the parentheses. Well, 2 over 4 is just 1 over 2. That's easy. Then I have x to the fifth over x to the third. That's going on to what we just learned. Well, 5 minus 3 is 2, so I'm going to have x squared in the numerator. The reason why it's in the numerator is because my larger exponent, the 5 is larger than the 3. So my larger exponent is in the numerator, so my x squared goes in the numerator. And this is still all raised to the third power. Now, really all I have, I don't have to worry about this 1 here because that's not going to really do anything. I just have x squared over 2 all raised to the third. Well, I can take this 3 and multiply that to the 2, but keep in mind it's a little different for just a number. I have to think about this as 2 to the first, so this 3 is going to get multiplied by the 1 right there. I'm going to have x to the, well, 2 times 3 is 6, and then 1 times 3 is 3. So x to the sixth all over, well, 2 cubed is 8. There's my final answer. So first thing I did is I simplified, and then I remember, well, I got to have that 1 for my exponent on the 2. That's very, very important because this 3 is going to multiply to the 1, not to the 2. We do not multiply by the coefficients there. And then this 2 up here gets multiplied by the 3 as well. So I have x to the sixth because 2 times 3 is 6, and then I have 1 times 3 is 3, so I get 2 to the third. 2 to the third is 8.